So when they entered into Africa, they strip off the Reverend Fathers the privilege of marrying a wife, and so the Reverend Father begin to say, Reverend Fathers will be wine before. If you go to, I'm telling you the truth, Reverend Father never drag girlfriend. If you end up and so beyond that, what they now begin to do is that, I'm telling you the truth, this is not, I'm being very, very realistic. They violate our women negatively. And in our culture, our respect for women is in not respecting a matured man who is not married. Like a matured man like Yambaba now, and they ask you, where is your wife? He says, I'm not yet married. People look at you and say, this one is not yet serious in life. So our respect for women is not in respecting anybody who is matured and not married. Our respect for women is not respecting anybody who is matured and the person is not what? Married. You will now pick young boys with sexual hormones, keep them in the altar, and you say they are Reverend Fathers. And you deny them the privilege of getting married, and all they are going to be teaching the women is how to go and fight your husband so you can come out. And the teachings they are making in the street is to make sure that there are numerous unmarried women in the area, that make sure that availability of women will come to them. But in our culture, we are built on Afunanya. I can believe you, but show me evidence so that I can go out and say, this thing you are saying is built on excellency. So they crucify, that says you don't need to see him, just believe him. So we are a people that are metamorphosed in the realm of faith. And faith crucifies the instinct of every child. A child look up to the sky and says, Mommy, look at the star. What's happening in the star? The man says, it is how God made it. You see, this is a child whose inquisitiveness to understand nature is activating, and faith has been dwindling and breaking the child back. So faith, Christianity bring faith and destroy reasoning. So the reason why we all fight today is because we are people living in faith, and nobody want to sit down again. Let us have understanding. Number 4, the reason why I hate Christianity how many have I given you? Number 4 now?
Yeah, number 5.
Number 5. Yeah. Number 5, the reason why I hate why Christianity is very dangerous is because Christianity teaches societal selfishness and individual progress. Societal selfishness is when one person is progressing and he doesn't care about other people's progress. And so you can see a man who is saying, when others say there is a casting down, I shall say there is a lifting up. You even hear it from the mouth of Joshua Selman, the person I said is my icon. That's why I don't want to base my argument against a particular person. Because one person is not the problem. The problem is the collective ideology. Exactly. The system. It doesn't matter. Even if you, Yam Baba, become a pastor today, you are a criminal. I'm telling you the truth. So I won't come and mention the name of a particular person. So you see somebody saying, when others say there is a casting down, I shall say there is a lifting up. That means the pain of other people doesn't even matter to me. As long as I found a place in myself where I am secured. He says it does. And this is actually true culture of the people in the West. They are capitalists. Understand? They function on individual progress. And you can see them making statement and they says, one with God is majority. So you don't even need your fellow brothers. But one thing we must know is that if one with God is majority, it simply means that God is not interested in righteousness. Because you can't practice righteousness in isolation. I'm from Ogboka. Maybe Ogboka people don't have Nepalite. I'm not trying to insult my people. I'm just giving you an instance. If I take, let us be factual. I know people misunderstand something easily.
Yes.
If I take Nepalite and take to Ogboka today, I will have numerous crowd of people around me. So I don't need to be one. It is crowd with God. With a man with crowd is majority, not a man with God. One with God is 2. One with God is not majority. But if I bring homosexualism, if I bring lesbianism today to Ogboka, everybody will run away from me. And then I will now start saying, yes, people have run away from me. You don't need anybody. One with God is majority. And so you can see God talking to Moses in Exodus chapter 33 from verse 21 to 23. He says, there is a place by my side, by the cleft of the rock. I will hide you there, and I will cause all my goodness to pass by you. So he was telling Moses that there is a place that was hidden for men in the place of God. And he says, when you tap into that economy, it doesn't matter how much bad things is in that country, you will excel. You will think it's a spiritual location. It's a lie. The son of Tinubu is hidden in that place. The son of your governors is there. The son of David Biombe is hidden there. That's a place where if you enter, it doesn't matter how much fuel is sold. If fuel is sold for 800, they will come and be singing, Because he's comfortable. Bag of rice is 70,000. There is a place by my side. It says, by the cleft of the rock. I will hide you there, and I will cause my goodness to pass by you. The sons of your governors is there. Senators is there. This is a place where government officials hide. And so when people are complaining about lack of progress, they don't care. So when we want to heal our society, we must destroy that Christianity which teaches us about societal selfishness and bring a place where I eat. What about Yambaba? I have a job. What about my brother? So I cannot go and testify. There was something I saw on Facebook now. A woman finished doing wedding. She came on Facebook and says, God, the giver of husband, has given me husband. This is a direct mockery to other ladies who has been hoping to get a husband who didn't get it. In the days of our ancestors, there was nobody who sees getting a husband as a testimony because the pathway that was established made available husband for everybody. So God don't give husband. Men saturate and make themselves available for it. So somebody is now testifying in the church that I have a husband and others don't have a husband. Somebody came to testify in the church that I entered the car. He says accident happened. 5 died. Only 1 survived. He said this is the grace of God. People in the church shout power. Somebody come and testify. He says I buy a car. I came from a family where everybody doesn't even have a car at all. But the goodness of the Lord has been faithful to me. Somebody says power. The question becomes, when you have a car and your brothers don't have a car, your brothers is going to poison you.
On top of the power.
Understand? When you go and testify that we have 45,000 graduates that came to apply for the job, he says only 5,000 was selected and I am among. I agree with you. The other 48,000 is waiting for you in the express highway. Exactly. So he creates societal what? Selfishness.
Can I look at the ego?
Yes, now we are just starting because I said it's 16. How many have I given now?
5.
5.
Yes.
Let's proceed to number 6. Number 6. Christianity creates immunity for evil and criminality to trend in our land. Christianity creates immunity for evildoers. When Jesus Christ came and says, I came to provide salvation for sinners, what he does not come is not to stop sin. He came to provide an umbrella that shield sinners from judgment. And so he says in Luke 14 verse 37, judge not so that you will not be judged. I know I came to rape your sister, but judge me not so that you will not be judged. You pay me NEPA bill and you don't have NEPA light. I know, but judge me not so that you will not be judged. I know I am a very evil person. I came to steal your property. I understand. He says, judge not so that you will not be judged. So it actually comes to provide immunity for evildoers in our land. So that they can thrive. You will now see your politicians talking to you according to the book of John. I think 8 verse 7. He was speaking. He says, if you have not sinned, be the first to throw a stone. So if you come to complain, this senator in our land, they gave him money. He watered our road. He built small and he stopped building. The politician says, if you have not sinned, be the first to throw a stone. So what he does, is creates an umbrella for evildoers. We are people who bring evildoers to judgment. Because until evildoers comes to judgment, people will not stop doing evil. That led me to point number 7. Christianity destroyed Africans' deity that is built on the principle of justice, the principle of consequences, and reenacted a God that was built on the redemption and renewal of sin. In Africa, every deity in your village, what it does is that somebody came to steal what belongs to you. Somebody came here, some of the cameras here worth millions, 2 million, 3 million. Somebody came and steal it here. And the person from your village, you go and call him, the person is mandated to return it back to you. Somebody came and destroyed it and now gave you a new God. He says somebody came and pick this camera. The person is already waiting for confession on the end of the month of August. I think they used to do that confession every end of the month. So the person can go and confess. Daddy, Camila Yambaba, I'm sorry, Daddy Balum. The person will say, oh God, this is man, wali yo mi minka to di yo mi minki se bo kule kuwe se emene ozo. When he blue cam like genari. So what he does that he came to provide forgiveness so that evildoers can thrive in our society. So you can literally look. Somebody lost his phone where I was doing POS. He came to plug phone. 2 phone, iPhone, and he just went to urinate, come back and didn't see the phone again. The guy shouted, hey, Hannah phone. The guy said, oh, sorry, this is a very bad something. Are you a Christian? He says yes. He says, why are you crying? Jesus Christ have come to provide forgiveness so that the things like this will happen. The guy became flamed up. But this is truth, because I know in the days of my ancestors, even if you are selling a yam, you can leave your yam and go house and come back, the yam is still there. A man knows that yam is actually guided by an unseen eyes. So people can leave their land, enter into the far bush farmland, and they cultivate corn. The corn is growing and ripening. Nobody, not even one, is taken away. Yam, without security, without satellite. Our satellite is our spiritual system. So black man spirituality is our insulator. It shields us from doing evil. People don't do evil because of the conscience. People stop doing evil because of consequences. When I know that if I come to sleep with your wife, this will be the consequence that will come upon my heart. I will be restrained from doing that evil. And when they took away the God of justice, they bring to us the God of forgiveness of sin. And the white man went and built prison. So prison became filled because people have lost the fear of the consequences of their action. So we now have numerous uncountable number of young boys who are trapped in the prison because there was a deity that was actually insulating them from doing evil. And that insulator has been taken away from them. The electricity in this house gives us lights now. It powers our cameras. It powers this thing. The simple reason why this electricity is serving us is because this electricity is covered, the wires is covered with an insulator. If somebody enters into this house and take away this insulator, this electricity here will shock me and you and kill us to death. So why we can stay here and enjoy this electricity is because there is an insulator. So our deities is the insulator in our village. It insulates our women to be loyal under their husband. So there are deities that, like I came from Obokati. Tomorrow, if you sleep outside your husband's place, you have the consequences. So it was established in those deities. It mandates all women loyalty under their husband. Somebody come and destroy that deity, that thing, and you now discover the Reverend Father is bearing the children in your house. How many points have I given now?
7.
Let's go to point number 8. Christianity creates a society of consumption and creates secrecy of knowledge. Genesis chapter 2, verse 17. God was talking to Adam. He says, young man, listen to me. You can eat anything you want here. You are good for consumption. You look around your environment, you see half apple. You look around your environment, everything you farm grow perfectly. Eat anything you want. But one thing you must not do. Genesis 2, verse 17. He says, don't eat this fruit, which will give you knowledge. He says, any day you eat that fruit, you will die before the day end. It was in Genesis 2:17. He says, any day you eat it, you will die before the... So, Adam is only good for consumption. Don't come close to the producer. And you know why? Adam is an African man. God is the government of the day. Earth is Africa. Heaven is West. You can see the practical thing. If somebody gets a visa to travel outside the country, you can see his celebration, his happiness. He knows he's going towards heaven. So that's why when we hear, you say heaven is a beautiful city built with gates. So heaven have gates manufactured on earth. Heaven have trumpet. Heaven have sword, because heaven needs security. That is heaven. Heaven is there. The problem is that when you talk heaven, people are looking at the crowd. So God came from heaven, and you can see them telling you in Genesis that says God made man in his image. It simply means that the government of the day came and saw people that resemble them. The white man came and saw people that look like them, and they says Adam was naked. Adam was naked means they saw your ancestors not wearing clothes. I contextually understand Bible. And so when they came, you begin to tell him, he says, young man, you are saturated in abundance of food. Anything you want, you have it around you. But please, one thing you must never do is don't tap into the frequency of knowledge. My advantage over you is knowledge. I know how to produce phone. I know how to produce camera. I know how to produce everything you need. AC, I manufactured it. Any day, Adam begin to tap into the economy of knowledge, resources will no longer be moving from the Garden of Eden to heaven. Because the resources have to move from Garden of Eden to heaven. So God told Adam in Genesis chapter 2, verse 17, he says, young man, eat, drink, make merry, but don't tap into the economy of knowledge. And then there is a young man called Satan. That Satan is Ihedi, the light of Africa. So the Satan came and was telling Adam, he says, God was lying. God was lying. Any day you eat this fruit, you will not die.
You were the serpent in
I'm telling you. This says you will not die if you eat this fruit. It says any day you eat this fruit, what you will have is your eye will open. And then Adam, as a young man who is now seeing the consequences of not having knowledge, who have developed the strong heart, ate that fruit. And immediately he ate that fruit. The fear of God now made a statement in Genesis. He says, set it down now, that men have become like one of us, knowing good and evil. So the disparity between God and man is knowledge. The advantage of God and man is what God knows. And so since man has become like one of us, we need to come and fight it back. So when you look in America, Afghanistan, when you hear war happening between American and Afghanistan, it's not that Americans are a people who have seen Adam, that have tapped in the frequency of knowledge. And so when that knowledge comes, God now says we need to go and pursue Adam away from Garden of Eden. So he came to fight him. The reason why the West is not fighting Africa today is because Adam have not yet gotten knowledge. So Africa is just a place of exporting raw materials, both human raw materials, but physical raw materials. The day Adam tapped into the economy of knowledge, it will be disastrous. So if you look around yourself today, and I told you, let us remove everything in this room that is imported, that is not manufactured in this country, you will discover the contextual meaning of Adam was naked and God clothed Adam. Because this thing we are using to talk will vanish. It's not manufactured here, young man. These cameras, this bulb, this AC, everything, the whole atmosphere will become empty. Because God saw Adam and says, young man, you have resources that can manufacture this thing. Young man, if you tap in the economy of this knowledge, that we go hungry in heaven. Hunger will be in heaven. You know, when you hear the Bible, it says that there was once upon a time that there was war in heaven. There was war in heaven. There was war in heaven. It simply means there was hunger, disaster in heaven. There was troubles in England. There was troubles in America. There was troubles in Belgium. And the people says, no, we need to have a fight. And they fought with Satan. And then God pushed Satan down to earth. Who is Satan? Satan is Arab. The Arab came down to Africa, colonized Africa, gave the Northerners Adamu, Musa, Lawa, and all kind of name. And Bible says when the Satan has finished doing the pitiful earth upon the earth, it says God now sent his son to come and finish the new work. So when Satan finished, when the Arab finished, God now sent his son. Yet the son, it means son of the government of the day. He now came and began to continue his work. So Christianity creates a community of secrecy of knowledge where people are only built there for consumption. And so all we do today is consume. All we do today is consume. And all we export is raw material. How many have I given now? 8. Let's go to
9.
Number 9. I think I'm not boring you off.
No. If you watch, I'm trying not to interrupt so that you will flow. Because once I interrupt you, it will make it longer, and then maybe you will lose some of the things you want to say. But go ahead, please. Okay, I'm with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're not boring me. You're actually
Christianity creates a society. Christianity creates a society where the people with the resources is killed. Christianity creates a society where the people with the natural resources is killed and then provide umbrella and immunity to the killers. Follow me to the book of Genesis chapter 4 from verse 6. The Bible began to talk. It says there was a young 2 brothers. It says one was called Cain. It says the other was called Abel. What is the disparity? It says Abel is a man who has abundance of wealth. Abel is an Igbo man who you look in his farmland, he have everything. Abel have all the things he need. He says, but a time came that Cain have to go and kill Abel. The wicked is always killing the righteous in the Bible. He says he came and killed Abel. And when he killed Abel, you discover God began to have conversation with Cain. Cain, why did you kill Abel? Cain, this and that. And in verse 15, God made an interesting statement. God says, no, Cain, nobody shall kill you. When he says, if anyone kills Cain, that person will suffer 7 more times. And the Bible says, and God put a mark in the face of Cain, which make nobody who ever saw Cain willing to kill him. So God makes Cain unkillable. God makes Cain preserved and shielded from death. You now begin to ask yourself, so God have a power that can actually shield people from being killed, and God didn't give it on Abel. God left Abel to be killed, and then God came and gave the Cain who killed him an exemption, an immunity that makes him unkillable. What was this ideology? 4 years ago, Fulani herdsmen entered in Soka and murdered 30-something people one day. A Fulani herdsman is a Cain. The Soka people is an Abel. And Buruburu came there. My brother finished crying and left. And people in Soka is agitating. Let's go and fight. God came and says, no, don't fight. You don't need to kill Cain. Cain is a man I love so much. Any man who kills Cain will suffer 7 more times. You think they are joking. If Soka people go and kill a single Fulani man, you will now discover what God meant, that if anybody kills Cain, he will suffer 7 more times. So the Fulani herdsman is a simple Cain in our farmland. making sure that the Abel, the owner of the farm, is killed and destroyed, and they are receiving immunity from the government. The reason why women are no longer able to go to the farmland again and cultivate is because a Cain has been planted in the land, which neutralizes and kills Abel and receive immunity from God. God means government of the day. It gives the Cain protection and free him from being killed or being bring to judgment. But in our culture, we are built on the people that you know what that means? The killer will be killed. That means if you means there's what we call do you know millipede? Mm-hmm. Now we bring a stick. You now use that stick to chase the millipede away. Now because that stick have contacted the millipede, when you finish, you throw away the stick. So both the stick and the millipede go away. So if you kill a man, he will be killed, so that people can become afraid of killing people. So but Christianity creates a society by which Cain, the Fulani herdsman, will always kill Abel, the Igbo man with the farmland. How many points have you given now?
You're going to number 10 now.
Number 10. Yes. Okay, point number 10. The Christianity destroyed the instinct of survival. The instinct of survival is called eternal life. You know what is eternal life? Eternal life simply means that you came, you give birth to children, and children give birth to children, and your father gave birth to you. Eternal life means your survival heritage. Eternal life. When Adam ate the fruit of knowledge, God will come and pursue him away so that he will not eat the fruit of eternal life. And so all teachings about a better place after life, all teachings that there is a better place to live when we die, is just somebody trying to destroy your instinct of survival. All teaching about end time is somebody coming to destroy our ability to put our energy and build our wealth here. So Matthew 6 verse 19, he was speaking, he says, lay not yourself treasures upon this earth, where rocks will eat it up. That means you have a child. Don't even think about laying treasure for him. You discover how grave this is. My brother Solomon was writing Ecclesiastic. He began to shout. He says, vanity upon vanity. Why are you telling me vanity upon vanity? A poor man who stands upon the grave of a rich man and says vanity upon vanity fails to understand that immediately after the burial of this rich man, the children of this rich man have entered wealth. None of them will be hungry again. They will not beg for food. Their wife will be satisfied. If this man, Ned Nwoko, died today, this afternoon, his wealth is not vanity. He have built children that he take off the street and establish them. So, but somebody coming to tell a poor man vanity about vanity means he wants to destroy the poor man's instinct of building for survival of his family. Because when you understand that we live life transcend beyond you. So anything you are doing in this studio is not just about what you will eat. What you are doing in this studio is beyond what you will eat. You are thinking about the type of life to build for my sons and my generation. That's eternal life. Christianity came to truncate it, teaching you that all is vanity upon vanity. So when a man teach about vanity upon vanity, the man has been drugged to take away his life from that which preserves eternal life in his lineage. So it destroys the instinct of survival. How many have I given? 10.
Yes.
Let's go to number 11. Christianity destroyed technology and innovation and creativity. A society that accepts Christianity just like we do, which is not our culture, it destroys our own innovation. It destroys our own ability to create. So you can see God talking in the book of Matthew chapter 6. Now I think verse 11. He was speaking. He says, give us this day our daily bread. So if what you are conscious is what you eat today. He didn't care about how do we produce something, how do we create something so that it can last, so that it can transcend beyond us. How do we create something? How do we manufacture, since we know life doesn't end and begin and end with us? If Ihedi is working to just eat today, that means Ihedi is a lion. Ihedi is just an animal. The difference between Ihedi and the animal in the bush is because Ihedi thinks about eating today and think about eating tomorrow. So I know I have to create wealth. I have to create wealth which will continue to produce this thing. It destroys creativity. And it was in that same Matthew 6. Now I think verse 34. He was speaking, he says, in Matthew 6 verse 34, he was speaking, he says, think not of what you will eat tomorrow. For just like the birds in the bush, he says they never think of how to eat nor how to drink. Yes, they clothe them. The question becomes, is young about bird in the bush? The birds in the bush did not think about how to eat or drink. It's because their culture didn't make such thing available to them. we are human beings, and our ability of us being human beings is because we need to think about what you will eat, what your wife will eat, what your children will eat, and what the next generation will eat. So it destroys innovation. I've talked about 11 now. 12. Christianity promotes sexual immorality and sexual violation in Africa. First, when the missionaries entered into Africa, the first thing they did that they instead young boys and called them reverend fathers and stripped them of the privilege of marrying a wife. These young boys are not castrated. Their testicles is not taken away from them. They have full sexual hormones functioning, and they say they are reverend fathers. What these people do is that they begin to manipulate and sleep with our married women, married and unmarried. And so all the teachings this young idiot reverend father is giving is to make sure that he destroys your family, because he doesn't have the experiential knowledge of what family means. You know, when the cry of a child is very offensive to a bachelor. If a bachelor is here and the child is in this studio crying, he says, take it away. But you as a father, if the cry of a child is here, the question you will ask is, where is the mother? Why? Because you have a child in your own house. So the difference between how a child relates how a father relates with a child and how a bachelor relates with a child is the experiential knowledge of fatherhood companion. So when they entered into Africa, they strip off the reverend fathers the privilege of marrying a wife, and so the reverend father begin to in reverend fathers will be wine before. If you go to, I'm telling you the truth, a reverend father never drag girlfriend. If he end up and so beyond that, what they now begin to do is that I'm telling you the truth. This is not. I'm being very, very realistic. They violate our women negatively, and in our culture, our respect for women is in not respecting a matured man who is not married. Like a matured man like Yambaba now, and they ask you, where is your wife? He says, I'm not yet married. People look at you and say, this one is not yet serious in life. So our respect for women is not in respecting anybody who is matured and not married. Our respect for women is not respecting anybody who is matured and the person is not what? Married. You now pick young boys with sexual hormones, keep them in the altar, and you say they are reverend fathers. And you deny them the privilege of getting married, and all they are going to be teaching the women is how to go and fight your husband so you can come out. And the teachings they are making in the street is to make sure that there are numerous unmarried women in the area, that make sure that availability of women will come to them. This type of teaching will actually transcend beyond this particular thing. When I begin to go into explicit understanding of the greatest genocide Christianity did to Africa, and that greatest genocide is the destruction of our polygamy and instituting monogamy. But this is not the topic. I'm still dealing on Christianity.
Yes. We'll still get to that place.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So, number 13. Number 13. Christianity takes the irresponsibility of the government and places it on Satan.